Hi, this is Ed with Sapphire Technology, and I'm bringing you another gameplay video. This time around, Sid Meier's Civilization 6. Now, the game has a built-in benchmark, and I'm going to show you benchmark results at the end of this video. What we wanted to do is, we've got an i7 4770 running at stock speeds, no overclock, with a SAPPHIRE NITRO Plus 480. And we're going to show you the performance and the gameplay experience using this card. Now first let's go into the options, where we're going to go into the graphics real quick. And you can see you've got a really simple slider setup. I like this setup, where you can determine how much memory, how much performance impact, or you can dive down into the advanced settings, which we did. Now we got 8 times MSAA. We're going to leave that as it is. It's okay there. We've got high resolution textures. We got blooms. Now the one thing I did do is I turned down shadows. The default setting for shadows was set to 8192 by 8192. That's pretty intensive shadow overlay. So we wanted to reduce that. There's the screen overlay for the screen space taken up and the actual overlay. And then you can see the various other high quality settings. And I did up animated leaders quality to high. Now, an important thing to consider with this game, this is one of the few games that frames per second really doesn't matter that much. And what I mean by that is you don't need to see a consistent 60, 70, 80 frames per second to get a great experience. This game is not Twitch based. It's very slow. It's very methodical. It's a turn-based game. It's based on the 4X game system approach. Now, 4X stands for explore, expand, exploit, and exterminate. So we're going to get into this. We're going to dive into the game a little bit and play some single player. So we're going to go in. We're going to create a new game. And let's see here. You've got your listing of various faction leaders you can choose from. Now, this is iconic to Civilization. This has been done for a long time. How long, you ask? 1991 was when Civilization 1 came on the scene. It was a game that boasted you get to explore the grandeur of human history. And we all jumped on it, and a cult following began. This is one of the most iconic games of PC gaming, the Civilization series is. So let's find out if they've managed to keep it up. We're going to do a random leader. We're going to set difficulty level to Prince, which is about the middle. We're going to do standard game speed. Now, I actually prefer Marathon. I like the long, deep strategy gameplay that this offers, but we're going to do a standard game speed for this. We're going to use a standard map. I personally prefer to shuffle it, never know. And then we're going to choose the map size, which we're going to leave it small. We're going to leave this very basic. But what if you wanted more? Well, you can have more. The AI is going to be randomly determining what you're going to be doing here. So you could have more. You could change the rule set. You could change various aspects of the world's age. You could change the victory conditions. This, by the way, is single player, which has a ridiculous amount of replayability. And this all applies to multiplayer as well. So we're going to go ahead and just start the game.
Of life beneath water,
and I'm going to be the Chinese. Interesting choice.
To man taking his first upright steps, you have come far. Now begins your greatest quest. From this early cradle of civilization on towards the stars. In your people lies your greatest strength, Emperor Qin Shi Huang. From all over the world, others will come to gaze upon the great walls and towering wonders of your united China. May the hands of your men never blister, as they work hard and fast to raise the most impressive structures that the world will ever know. Protect them well, and you will forever be immortalized.
Now, each leader has this type of introduction. Each leader also has certain things that they bring to the game. One of the first things you're going to notice about this run of Civilization is the graphics have switched up. Instead of the what people seem to think they should have done, which is go to the higher fidelity, make it look more real approach, they've gone the more cartoony approach, and to me this actually makes sense. Sid Meier's civilization has always been more like Monty Python's History of the World than about a serious look at the way history took place. The game, by the way, for those of you that don't know, was developed by Sid Meier and Bruce Shelley. Bruce Shelley doesn't get a lot of credit for this, and it's really a shame. It was originally developed by the publisher Microprose and was made for DOS, like I said, in 1991. Developed a huge cult following, including sites such as Civ Fanatics and Apoliton that have been around almost since the beginning and still exist today. I'm personally a huge Civilization fan. I'm excited about this. Let's get in here and play a little bit.
Greetings, my liege. As your personal advisor, I am qualified to assist you in all matters related to ruling our civilization. I am at your service.
We're going to say we're new to Civ 6, because I'm not new to Civ. Alright, so we begin with, we've got a settler unit, and we need to found our first city. Now, the frame rate counter is a little hard to see. It's a little small. I can't up it. I tried playing with a couple of pieces of software. There are probably some more advanced systems. But the focus on the frame rate counter here it just gets silly. There's no reason to focus on it. This is a game that's about taking your time and really thinking through your moves. Frame rates, 130 frames per second, but it's a still image, really don't matter that much with this game. This is being played on a 480. It runs great on a 470, even a 460. You might have to turn down some detail levels a little bit during some motion to be able to keep it smooth, but for the most part, you're going to be okay. All right, so we're just going to build our city here. So the unit needs orders, and we're going to tell it to found our city. And our city is now founded. Now, this person is going to explore around. Now, this is some of the changes we're going to see. Is you can see I love the way that faded back out. That showed the stuff as it moves. So we've done this. We need to choose a production. Let's choose a production, and we're going to build a builder. We need someone to begin taking care of all the land around the city. One of the other changes they've made to the game, and I don't know if we're going to get deep enough into this to see it, and let's choose astrology. Let's start sciences quick, and we end our turn. Now the slowdown begins. You can see the frame rates are actually staying very high in game. It's funny because the benchmark shows a more advanced game. Okay, there's a stone resource that requires mining. You see the game map is going to gradually evolve. I like that, the smooth transition. This is still DX12. Wait till DX11. We're going to hustle through a few turns here. Inspiration. We've discovered another continent. Foreign trade advance has been boosted. Okay. There's rice. Looks like it set me historically. I got banana resources. I've got horses. So I've got a lot of food resources nearby. Let's go back this way. And we're about to see some combat. Here we go. We got to take on some raiders. Now, I'm just showing you the early game. The reason why is this game gets so intense, so involved. First, your frame rates will begin to fall because there's so many units on the screen. But second, it becomes so involved, it becomes cluttered, and it's difficult for people to keep track of what's going on it. So let's move here. We're going to go attack this guy because he threatens my city. We should follow. There he is. There he is.
Our city-state neighbors have made a request of us.
Oh,
if
really?
we can impress them, I think they will reward us handsomely.
And what would they like? And this gives me the Civlopedia. All right, let's see what we got here.
We are, by the grace of God, Victoria, Queen of the United
I love these new graphics. I don't know why people are complaining about this. I love this look.
The Empire.
Like I said, it's more of Monty Python than a real serious history, and I think this fits. I would love to visit your city. You see, they have added a more dynamic AI when it comes to negotiations and diplomacy. The other thing that's going to change, now I don't know if I'm going to get into it in time here, I'm hoping I do, is cities no longer stay in their single block. Cities expand. Yep, I still can't get an attack on him yet. He's still out of range. And those people are going to attack him instead. And he's going to run. Okay, we've got our worker up. We're going to choose new production. And we're going to choose a warrior. And then he needs orders. Move him up there. Next turn. Keep him away from that guy. Okay, I tell you what, we're going to pause the video here, and when we come back, we're going to show you our more expanded city so you can just get a feel for what's going on with the game. Be right back with a more expanded view. All right, we're back again. We are now at turn 101. I noticed when I went back and I looked at the other recording, the frame per second counter isn't showing up. Now, I've experimented with a couple of different programs, and for some reason, this just isn't showing up in OBS while we're doing the gameplay. So what I'm going to do is here in a little bit, I'm going to go ahead and, like I said, I've got a screenshot where I ran a benchmark. Now, I ran the same benchmark with OBS recording, which is the way I'm playing now, and I ran it with OBS off. And what I found is this game is really CPU intense more than GPU intense, because I'm using OBS to record through the CPU. I've got an i7. I mean, I've got extra cores. Why not? And what I notice is the frame rate had bigger dips when the AI came in than it does when I'm running without OBS. So to give you an idea here, during this early game, I'm seeing an average of about 80 frames per second. As the game gets more intense, you're going to watch it dip. But even in the benchmark, our 480 at 1080p in the settings we showed, which is pretty high quality except for the shadows, which we just turned down a little bit. They don't mean anything in this game. With the exception of that, we're still running over 60 frames per second, and that's DX11. DX12 is still on the way, so we'll see what that does. Now, when I left last you saw me, I had one small city. Well, now I have two. This is what I'm talking about. This game takes time. This is about the long game, not the short game. So this unit needs orders. We're going to tell him to mine here, because it's important that we start getting our mining going. We're on turn 101. We're headed into turn 102. And you can see the game looks fantastic. I don't know why people are complaining. I'm going to zoom in here. You can see where my mine has been built. And then we'll move over here, and you can see the city itself. And that's a wonder being constructed there. You can see my holy city here. I've already founded religion. I'm going a very cultural approach with this. I'm trying to avoid warfare. You can see that my main city has expanded. And here is another wonder. This is the Hanging Gardens. I love the way that looks. That is so cool. So you can see we're making headway. We are expanding out. This game has a saying, one more turn. And what one more turn means is that sooner or later, you're going to wake up and realize that it's 4 in the morning and you kept going for one more turn. Try to get this done. I want to build a road. I want to expand this one city. I want to get one more thing done. Just one more turn. That is a great way to explain the whole concept. We're going to improve the Great Wall. And so we're going to go one more turn here. Let's see here. They are due a theater. Let's build a theater. Now, again, this is back to what we're talking about with the change to the city, by the way. This is now about building into areas. So we're going to build there. That'll be the theater district. One more turn. So, again, this is Ed with Sapphire Technology. We're bringing you another gameplay video. This time around, it was Civilization 6. It's a worthy addition to the Civilization line. One of the most iconic franchises in all of PC gaming. A worthy addition. It's a lot of fun. It brings everything you loved about Civ forward. I know some people are saying the graphics are cartoony. For me, I like the graphic look. I like the stylized art. It fits with the way Civ has always been. A humorous and serious look at history. So it's kind of that Monty Python, History of the World type thing. Or was it Mel Brooks? I think it was Mel Brooks who did History of the World, wasn't it? Now I feel silly. All right, so on that note, I'm going to go play one more turn. Until next time, game on. All right, now, who needs orders? Oh, okay. Move you here. And, yeah, I hear you, honey. One more turn.